Let's get it, y'all. It's LeaSt and Packrat. I don't know why I said y'all. It is time for some... This is pretty high level by our standards, actually. We're casting some tier 2 this time. And I just want to be clear, everyone here can hear both of us, correct? God damn it. What happened to the sound check? Can't hear Packrat. Okay, well, at least we got it out of the way early this time. At least we got it out of the way early this time.
Oh, wait, can you hear me now?
Can you
I can hear me now. Anyway, what I said was this is tier 2 means all these players are better than me, but if Artosis can do it, so can I.
Let's go. Oh my god. As we get into the first game, I got to tell a really, really funny story that everyone's going to care about a lot. But we got Birdman versus an opponent. I forgot what the opponent's name was.
Yeah, what teams are playing in this cast? I should have looked, but I didn't.
We got horse emojis and uncoachables, of course. Bird turd in the top left is the horse emoji representative, and CrystalineZeon, our red Protoss in the top right, is our Uncoachables champion.
So I saw someone in the chat say that they will never know what LeaSt said about 1 gate versus 2 gate in PvP. My recollection is that what LeaSt said is if you go 2 gate in PvP, you're a baboon. But maybe we'll get a chance to discuss that here. Do you think that one of these players is going to maybe go 2 gate? Little 2 gateway action? We have an earlier scout from CrystalineZeon than from Bird Turd.
What is happening?
Birdman.
There's no shot that this scout is supposed to be this early, right? There's no pylon. What is happening? Oh, we are gonna see 2 gateways.
We might just see 2 gateways, but not in the main. In the middle of the map. This is this thing where you guess as to where your opponent's gonna be. Like you place the 2 gateways, and it's close to 2 of the spawns, and it's far from one of them. And unfortunately, well, fortunately for our intrepid hero, CrystalineZeon has chosen wrong here. Basically, his 2 gateways, or her 2 gateways. This person's 2 gateways are going to be certainly no closer than if they were in their main. And Birdman with a reasonably early scout is going 1 gate gas, so danger zone. But this scout's hopefully early enough. We're going to see what's going on.
And first scout, yeah, that's huge, getting first scout. If Birdman, here's the classic mistake that I make, at least. I don't know about everybody else. I get this far in, see nothing, and I'm like, oh shit, they're not there. Move on to the next, and then never get.
That is classic. I do that all the time.
But let's see. The correct response, of course, being is to cancel this cybercore, get a second gateway, pump some zealots until you're safe, and then start teching back up. But
that's not what Birdman's doing. How do we think it's going to work out?
We've got 1 zealot on the way. Let's see.
Yeah.
Can we get? Sorry, my cat is freaking out. Binks, what do you have to say about this situation? Binks?
Oh, put Binks on the mic.
Yeah, 1 second. Binks? She's really shy.
Yeah, a lot of cats are. Alright, kills the first probe. That is kind of big.
Underrated.
Making a Dragoon.
Huge. Okay, I love this.
So, should you just take off gas here?
You definitely should, in my opinion.
Maybe leave 1 on so you can make a goon. I mean, having a Dragoon against Zealots is nice, but they can just kill all your probes.
I think at this point you're kind of locked in to trying to just get to that point where you can outscale the Zealots with your Dragoons. Just because if you've already got the Cybercore, your Zealots are going to be so late,
We have a decent cushion of probes. 16 probes to 8, we can lose a few. We can lose a
definitely
few
can
and
lose a
still
few.
be okay. Goon range on the way. Truly,
Hero move.
yeah,
This is
a
insane.
heroic play. I think this Goon is going to get heroically trapped in the mineral line and die.
The heroic 1 Dragoon versus 4 Zealots, not a great spot for
Yeah,
our horse
I don't know. These
energy hero
probes
here.
are pretty heroic, though. They're
These
doing
probes are
heroic
good.
amounts of damage.
And Crystalline is doing the attack the pylon move, at least was for a bit there.
Yeah. Okay, but now we have 4 Zealots versus 1 Dragoon. I don't like those odds. No
We're not
Dragoons in
microing this.
production. I don't like that at all. Okay. Okay.
And at the very
Yeah,
least,
calling it.
that's
Yeah,
tough.
I mean, there's like 5 Zealots in your base,
I
and
don't
you only
blame
have
you.
1 unit, and all
You
your
have
probes are dying, and
1 Dragoon about to die, 2 more Zealots are rallied, your other Dragoons just got started because you haven't been macroing. Tough one for our boy here.
sometimes you lose to baboons in StarCraft.
Here's the thing. Tempest is such a dogshit PvP map that you can hold the proxy 2 gate easily and then still lose. Ask me how I know that.
How do you know that, at least?
I did that.
Oh,
I did that in my CPL playoff match. It was
nice.
really good. Tempest is a really good map. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I love Tempest as a map.
Oh yeah, it's good all around.
And as a Shakespeare play, one of the better ones, in my opinion.
Quail with the oh no.
Tempest, the. I am gonna switch this to red versus blue on my screen because I don't like the color the Birdman is. So down here in the bottom right, I think, I'm not great at right versus left, we have the blue Protoss, Birdman, or Bird Turd. And in the top and the 12 o'clock position, we have the red Protoss, CrystalineZeon. So I always like to, put myself in the player's shoes here. You just lost to a 2-gate in game 1. Game 2, and this is a map that is notoriously difficult to hold the 2-gate, right? Because you got no ramp at your natural. Mm-hmm. It's like a big, wide, no ramp choke.
Very wide choke, yeah.
Think we're gonna see some 2-gate on 2-gate action here, or if you're Birdman, you no, stick to my principles, play the 1-gate, don't let the baboons get you down.
Here is what I would personally do as Birdman, and this is in no way representative of what happened in my own CPL match this week in my playoff game in CPL. That was also a PvP. I would scout on 10, see that our opponent is also going 1-gate gas, and then say, they proxy 9-9 to the first game, they're probably going to do something cheesy, and go for a build like, gate robo gate expand, a pretty safe build, and then still lose to 3-gate goon because this map sucks.
But that's not speaking from personal experience or anything,
that is
right?
in no way, I want to make it clear, that is in no way related to what happened in my CPL playoff match this week.
So CrystalineZeon is going to go 2-gate again. This time it's like a 10-12 gate in the main, which is, more of a... it's a macro build, kind of like how a 4-pool is an aggro build, the 5-pool is a macro build. 10-12 is like, there's a realistic chance of making a Nexus in this game. Birdman sticking with the 1-gate tech and no Zealot. I guess... I was going to say got the scout, but got the scout and saw the gateways? Okay, and does start a Zealot. Says, you know what, maybe I want a Zealot if my opponent is going to build 2 gateways.
Always good
2 gateways.
To
good.
Have units versus the 2-gate.
Yeah.
I love that. Did Zeon? Yeah. Okay. Zeon seems to be kind of fucking nailing this right now, except for the fact that they're not making probes, really.
Making probes is overrated.
Yeah, why would you make probes when you could simply kill all the opponent's probes?
Okay, so how do I feel about gas and forge? Because what comes to mind is, what are we going to do with this gas?
Yeah, no.
I guess you can build a Core. Why Forge?
You don't even go the Forge. Like, if you're going... Okay, this is brutal that we lost our scouting probe. Because getting this follow-up information is pretty important. But, yeah, you're not going to use that gas if you're trying to Nexus expand, which it looks like he's doing. And if you're not going to Nexus expand, why do you have the Forge?
How do you non-Nexus expand?
Forge expand. Excuse me. That was a...
Alright, so now we have Zealot Dragoon versus 2 Zealots, which is not even bad. I think these Zealots are going to get bullied away.
Yes, Birdman.
Dragoon's good. Making cannons. Okay,
Oh my god. Hold on. I'm sorry. Birdman is on my team, as we know, because we're casting horse emoji because that's all we do.
Yeah.
I have said multiple times this season, just fucking go 2-gate Dragoon. It busts or forces a lot of cannons against cannon expands, and he is doing it. I just want to put that out there. This is the first time this is the first time that I have ever seen someone actually implement something that I have advised, and it feels fucking good.
Zeon, meanwhile, is doing something I always advise, which is hiding a worker in your opponent's base. We got a little sneaky probe over here in the corner, waiting. Wonder what that probe's gonna be for. Could just be like a scout. You could just scout with it in a minute here, but you could do something more fun, like build a gateway or something. Build a robo back here, then just slow crawl a reaver into their mineral line. That'd be sick.
Easy. Get them.
Be incredible.
You gotta.
Birdman's gonna see this probe though, which makes that a lot harder to do. A robotics facility takes a long time to build, so it is just gonna be a rescout. Observatory coming down. Yeah, we got Dragoons. Yeah, Sion is mining a lot of gas. Only just now starting goon range in the first couple of goons. So yeah, this gas seems early because just mining it and not doing anything with it. I guess you could make like just like super fast +1 in this matchup. Do anything?
No, it really doesn't.
No.
I mean, it's helpful for sure. I think it takes the amount of Dragoon shots versus a Dragoon down like 1, but it's not a huge break point. So we have 5 Dragoons going on 7. This is going to be pretty big considering we have 1 Dragoon and 3 cannons.
We busted?
Hopefully this goes off right now because more cannons will be coming, more Dragoons will be coming. Sick target fire. Yeah, pull those probes, you chud.
Wow, going full chud mode. Zeon. Pulling the probes. But the Dragoon is good. It's a good unit. It's even better than the Photon cannon.
Dragoon user. Kill the cannon. Oh my god, don't just stand there and take cannon fire, bro.
It's okay because our opponent's pulling all the probes. Birdman is not making any more Dragoons. I think that would be good if you made Dragoons because floating a lot of... Okay, there we go. We're making Dragoons. Yeah, making more Dragoons. Should make a Reaver. Yeah, making a Reaver. All right. We're also killing all of our opponent's probes and hanging out in their base with 3 to 5 Dragoons, which is really cool and good. And now these probes are facing...
Killed his own
Dragoon
as BM.
Stunted on him.
Absolute savagery here from Bird Turd. He says GG, and Birdman continues to hang out in the game just so that his dominance is asserted.
Killing a few extra probes for the lulz.
Absolute badassery from Birdman there. And no, seriously though, that's exactly why I love doing that. You could see even while he was busting, he was floating so much money that he could have easily expanded. like much earlier. And so if you expand that early in comparison to all the other options against Nexus First where you try and bust, or Cannon Expand, sorry, Nexus First being one variation, you don't have to necessarily kill. Anyways, top right corner here, we got CrystalineZeon. Bottom left, we got Birdman, a.k.a. Horseman, a.k.a. Bird Turd.
A.k.a. our hero and pal. I'm also switching to allied colors here so that I don't have to watch this in peach versus orange.
That is...
Yeah, it's no good.
Doo-doo right there. That is
so
almost as bad.
Now you got to put yourself in the shoes of Zeon. You went 2-gate in game 1, got him.
Mm-hmm.
Went the more macro 2-gate in game 2, got. And now it's game 3, and you're on a map that is harder to 2-gate than both of those.
Mm-hmm.
Vermeer has, like, you know, a proper sized up the hill ramp, which makes your life more difficult as the 2-gating player, and your life more easier as the Dragoon having player.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think is now the time to switch it up, or are you like, nah?
It really depends on how you're feeling, skill-wise against the opponent. Personally, I think Birdman might have an advantage in a macro game. However, I do think that it's a very high variance play to go for 2-gate. So if you are feeling like you're the worst player, then it's worth giving it a shot, you know, so some of that variance might make up for your deficiencies, but it ends up not mattering either way.
Both players going gas, yeah.
Both players going gas. So this is setting up to be the trademark big macro game.
Trademark.
I like it from Crystalline.
One difference being we got an earlier scout from Birdman. I guess that'd be the advantage if you're always going 2-gate is, you know, your opponents are going to have to scout early against you, whether you're doing it or not, you know?
Yeah, believe it or not, this is actually a relatively late scout for Crystalline.
Yeah.
The main disadvantage being, of course, that Birdman is going to have a Zealot out by the time that Crystalline scouts him. And
blocking these ramps is not easy, though.
It's definitely not trivial. So he'll have to micro, and that's kind of a big if at tier 2 being able to hold the micro. Really at any CPL level. I fuck up holding the probe away.
I heard Boneth used to practice this like a lot.
It's
I had a map for practicing Zealot versus probe up the ramp. Yeah, I mean, it makes a huge difference. Your opponent gets to scout or not. That's you know, that's the game sometimes.
Huge advantage, especially in PvP. There's so little information in this matchup that really anything you can get is valuable. Even just something like, are they going range? Or even, are they going air weapons? Because at least you know they didn't get the fastest possible DT time.
Right now, I don't think this Zealot blocks the ramp, right? I think this probe's just going to walk right up here.
This probe's definitely going to walk right up. Oh my god! The accidental...
the bait!
The accidental A move into the better position. I freaking love it.
Oh
my god!
No.
What the fuck happened?
Sleep on the job!
No! That's a fucking Union Dragoon and Zealot right there. They were taking their 15.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god. Let's see if
Zealot's like, listen, I got one punch in on that probe, and that's all I need. Yeah, because now, I mean, Crystalline knows, saw the core spinning, so you know that you're probably not getting like DT rushed or something, which means what, you can maybe delay your own robo?
Well,
he's going to delay his own robo. It's going to make 2 more gateways.
Said, might be cross spawn. Fuck it. I know there's no DTs coming. I'm just going to go for the 3-gate. Fingers crossed for our hero here that he does throw down a second gateway. Oh my god. Am I a psychic? Is this actually... Oh my god. Oh, he's going 3-gate obs? What? Okay, Crystalline.
3-gate obs. So how do you know that? How do you know he's going 3-gate obs?
No, I'm saying Crystalline is because they put in the Robo facility.
Gotcha.
I think this is bad.
Yeah.
And it's probably, like, considering they're on the team that's as degenerate as the Uncoachables, I think it is probably valid that they're doing bad builds, you know?
Who else is on the Uncoachables that we know?
I don't know. I just know they're degenerates, you know? It's kind of common knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crystalline,
it is known.
Not making any probes at all, let it be noted. So they're definitely going all in. It's just a matter of, like, oh, if Birdman goes for a super late DT, I guess they want to be safe. Or maybe they're going for a Reaver or something.
Can you make 3 gateways worth of Dragoons and a Reaver off of one base? I didn't think you could do that.
Not really. It basically, you can produce like 3.5 gateways worth of Dragoon production on one base.
Yeah.
So you can kind of cut Dragoons to get a Reaver out and make your push marginally stronger.
Sorry if I'm making strange noises. My cat's attacking me.
Okay, this is gonna be.
It's a cat-centric cast today.
It's a cat-centric cast. We should just let him take over for.
Yeah,
whenever
can you hear
a
my
game
cat?
gets out of. I can't.
Hear this purring? No. Doesn't set off the mic, I guess. We do have a Reaver coming in for Birdman, and I feel like Birdman has some idea of what's up. The first observer hasn't arrived yet, but he's got his entire army sitting in like an arc up his own ramp, and one observer chilling at home. This is like a "I'm ready for your bullshit" stance, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
this is somebody who does not want to get caught. Does not want to get caught out. 2 zealots blocking the ramp too. And this one zealot from Zeon's going to come up and say, hey guys, can I borrow a cup of sugar? And they're going to murder him for that.
This is just the most...
Not falling for this.
Uneventful hold of all time. Already Birdman has more Dragoons, plus 2 zealots, plus a Reaver.
And an observer is like no. You look up "no" in the dictionary, it's just like a screenshot of this
situation exactly right here.
Like, absolutely not.
Plus,
almost gets the observer kill too. Yeah, Zeon doesn't even really get to get in and see what's up there. I guess you kind of know, right? Because it's like, okay, we know our opponents got their own observer, don't see a Nexus, see a million billion Dragoons. I suppose there's a possibility that you might think your opponent's like hidden a Nexus somewhere on the map, but you know, there's not really much to see if you're Zeon, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be 2 or 3 gate robo. Best case, you're even with the 3 gate robo, but probably not really because you cut probes at 18. So
yeah,
Crystaline's pretty much always going to be in a bad spot here.
Is going to throw down a Nexus, so you know maybe there's possibility if our opponent, if your opponent's playing way too scared, then you can just like expand and get away with it. Down 12 probes already. That's a lot. I mean, even if this Nexus finishes, you're still going to be down probes for a while.
I don't think you should be going for a Nexus here. Like, you're clearly all in. You've cut probes since like 4 minutes.
About 5 minutes ago, yeah.
Exactly. Not really the best time to just try and catch up, but I mean, it's fair. It's a fair decision. You went all in, and you are clearly not going to be able to do any damage.
His obs and hasn't been able to produce a whole bunch because the Robo's been busy making the shuttle, but who care that? It's fight time. Birdman says, I'm done being pushed around. I got a control group of Dragoons, 2 Reavers and a shuttle. I'm going to go see what's on your side of the map, because his observer sees this Nexus going down, and he's like, this cannot be allowed. And Zeon warping in the 9-minute shield battery. I like that. Just that's like, you know what?
Pro strategy.
Just need a little extra.
Looking
shield
for the flank
so
too.
Fast.
These tactics from Crystalline, I really appreciated, and I'm not being ironic.
Yeah, I mean, if you can like snipe the shuttle here, it's almost even, right?
Yeah.
At that point, it's a fight you can totally win.
Oh, these Reavers are so far ahead.
The most brazen drop of Reavers I've ever seen in my life.
Binks, can we get a reboot? Can we get a Reba?
We keep trying to get random people we know to join us as the third person on the cast that will just yell like Tanku or Plague or Reva or something like that, and I think they all think we're kidding, but if you're watching this cast and you'd like to yell Tanku, let us know. We'll have open tryouts for the position.
Legitimately would love to have you on the cast right now if that's something you're interested in. As Birdman runs over his opponent that had... Oh my god, I didn't even see this. Birdman is thankfully going to just end his opponent's life because all of his probes died to a single Reaver.
Oh, that is really... Yeah, we're really good at observing.
Oh, he's going to get his... Crystaline's going to get his Reaver picked off, so that's not ideal.
Is he going to get his Reaver picked off? This Reaver might kill these Dragoons.
Birdman's on that next level where he saved up 1,000 minerals knowing that the only thing that could kill him was a counterattack.
Nice.
So he actually...
And hiding a probe in the corner of his own base. They truly badly play.
Hiding that pylon.
Zeon it has probes out on the map, but not enough money for a Nexus. Does have a Nexus still alive, but he would need to mine another almost like 150 minerals before he could make a Nexus that's in a less dangerous spot. And I'm not sure this Nexus is going to live that long. Birdman seems to have spent all of his bank, though, and that's also dangerous. Okay. Can he escape with this probe? This probe! Oh my god!
Oh my god, the hero probe. This probe.
Probe, but the shuttle's coming back for it. The shuttle's coming back. The Reaver in the shuttle sees the probe and is going to reave it. It's going to get reaved.
No fucking way. If Crystaline wins this game, I'm going to be so pissed off. Because Crystaline, of course, has already hid buildings across the map.
Yeah.
And Birdman, unfortunately...
Birdman has one probe. This is the last probe.
Doesn't really have buildings anywhere else. So this is actually... Yeah, this is huge. If this probe dies, that's game for Bird turn.
Does just have more army supply, so if he can establish a building somewhere...
This is the most heroic Reaver attempt I've ever seen. Snow could not micro this Reaver to kill these 14 Dragoons, and yet CrystalineZeon says...
And neither can CrystalineZeon. Oh, man.
I will do this. Now, of course, we can just go home, take out these 5 Dragoons, and then safely clear the map. Birdman will not do so.
Yeah, we have perfect vision, so we know that our opponent doesn't have a gateway anywhere. Birdman doesn't know that. Because, like, if you've got perfect caster vision, you should just stay here and guard this Nexus, because your opponent can't afford to make one and you can, and your opponent can't fight your army. So you could just, like, very, very slowly build back up, but... Birdman doesn't know that his opponent doesn't have a Nexus somewhere. This isn't Starcraft 2 where your buildings get revealed if you, like, you know, don't have a town hall or something, so... you know, he's got to go look for it, see if there's a Nexus on the map somewhere, maybe. And he's doing that as CrystalineZeon slowly kills all the buildings in his base. But he does have one probe and 50 minerals. He can build a second probe. Can, like, you know, build back up from nothing.
That means twice as fast of a recovery.
It kinda does when you think about it.
If you think about it,
not
really though, then you're definitely thinking about it.
Birdman slowly chasing down the remainder of the shows. This is interesting because, like, we know this game's kind of over, but the players don't know this. And in theory,
is gonna scout the Nexus, and I give it an immediate GG. Oh no, he's not even gonna scout the Nexus.
Just make it an assimilator.
Fuck it.
How much does an assimilator cost?
100 minerals.
Oh, it's not even cheaper than a pylon. Because, like, if you're Zerg, you can just, like, throw extractors around because they're cheap.
I wish I could go back without seeming unprofessional. Okay, Birdman sees this pylon. I thought that he did not see that pylon at all, despite being in that.
That would be real rough. I mean, these are Zeon's last buildings. He is on track to lose by elimination. This probe is hiding. The assimilator finishes. That's it. That's the last building. You get this one pylon getting slowly chipped down by a Dragoon and one assimilator in Birdman's new natural.
Dude, this is
Oh, you
actually,
know what we forgot?
even though,
Birdman's gonna be supply blocked for like 50 years. Can't make any more probes because his army is too big. He's no pylons.
oh my god, no! This is where I start killing my own pylons because I'm so tilted that I can't recover anything. This is so tragic for Crystalline, though, because they definitely think this is the last building, and then when Birdman doesn't get taken out,
Eliminated.
Yeah. Binks is pointing at the pylon dying, so
Crystalline did see there was a probe on the map, right? Because the Reaver almost reaved it, but then it got away. So, like, could know? Okay, and now Birdman finds 3 of the remaining Dragoons. And the hunt is on.
Never mind. The hunt is no longer on.
Never mind, yeah. Birdman says, I got better shit to do. Where's your pylon?
Just leave the game already, bro.
We know that it is really close by, but Birdman does not know that.
Birdman is 3 Reaver shots away. I don't know. Assimilators actually are kind of tanky. Holy shit. But Birdman is a in-hand number of Reaver shots away from winning this game. If only he can scout this assimilator in his own natural.
He is going to have to make... One of our 2 probes is not mining.
Oh my god.
It's 50% of your economy right there on smoke break, man. What are you doing?
I understand, like, having low APM and everything, but Birdman, brother, you have like 2 jobs right now: moving your Dragoons around the map and making sure that your 2 probes are mining. And you are failing at one of those jobs right now.
This Dragoon is about to walk up a ramp and get the worst surprise of his life shortly before it ends.
Oh my god!
Oh no!
You gotta, dude. You see 5 Dragoons and a Reaver up a ramp just sitting there. You gotta know, right?
Oh yeah, it's obvious. It's obvious what has happened. And now, what do you do if you're CrystalineZeon? You have 4 Dragoons.
Crystalline.
You have 4 Dragoons. Your obs died. You can't see up this ramp.
I am not playing this game anymore, but I'm not going to let my opponent have the satisfaction.
Yeah, just hide the Dragoons.
How do you... Oh my god.
Birdman making the 3rd pylon, just 2 more, and we'll be able to make probes. But Birdman hasn't scouted his own natural.
GG.
And Zeon's just gonna Zeon, like, you know,
Zeon's I can there's no way.
Hear the gears turning, yeah, like puts it all together, like I think we're toast. Don't think I can fight 2 Reavers up a ramp with no odds.
I'm gonna say it. It's Jover.
It's Jover. Match 1 in the books. Birdman takes it in 3. Fun game. Wild game. Weird game to have caster vision on. Because it was like over for 10 minutes, but the players don't know. Oh, I should join this game that you hosted.
Join this game, my friend.
Yeah. Tempest again.
Inflation is killing this economy. Locally Unseen says. Alright, let's get it. Next series we got here, Effay versus 20B Bully. A Terran versus Zerg. So I will now go into a deep depression, and
Terran versus Zerg is the best matchup. In the bottom left, in the red, is Effay repping both the Nom clan and the Uncoachables CPL team. And the bottom right, in the blue, 20B Bully. Tempest, TVZ. This one... Okay, this is going to kind of show what I like to do in this matchup, but I think that this map is really good for Ling all-ins, because the ramp goes the other way. You can do like Ling all-ins with a Muta follow-up, and then Terran is like stuck down their ramp. Like down their own ramp in their main, which is rough. I don't know how 20B Bully likes to play, or really how Effay likes to play. I haven't played Effay in a long time. Looks like Effay's gonna go for an 8 racks, which is rude. Terrans like to do this, and it harshes the mellow of Zergs everywhere. Especially if 20 people opens 12 hatch, which seems likely. Once in a while, you get a Zerg who likes going overpool. But like me, I like going overpool. But pretty much everyone else thinks it's bad. If Keen's in the chat, he's probably going to say that overpool is really bad. Keen in the chat? Maybe not. And it looks like 20 people is going to go 12 hatch. So when you're going 12 hatch against an 8 racks, it kind of comes down to how well you can micro your drones against the early Marines. You want to drill your drones towards the Marines and then use the drones to fight them. The drones can actually fight the Marines reasonably well, assuming you can actually kind of get the drones onto them. They do decent damage, and Marines are made of tissue paper. But if you can't get onto them and the Marines kill all your drones for nothing, and then you have no economy, and you leave the game and you log on to TL.net and you write about how this game's broken and they need to remove the Terran race. Effay is going to find this early Overlord, and I'm honestly a little confused where this Overlord was meant to be going. Usually you want to send this like down to Effay's natural, so that you can just peek in and see what's going on, but it's way out in the open here, and probably just going to die to the Marine. Which is pretty rough, assuming the pool won't finish first. I don't think it will. Because then 20 people will be supply blocked, and that is really rough. And these drones are already pulled. I don't really like this. Yeah, I think you want to mine minerals for as long as you can, because now we're just supply blocked and these drones have not been mining for like ever, and that hurts a lot.
Yeah,
Hatchery will give us one extra supply, but that's not much. Okay, gonna try to build a sunk. I think this is the wrong move. The sunk won't be done in time, and yeah, these Marines are just gonna kill all these drones. And if you kill this many drones, like you can just leave. Even if your opponent has a sunk, you're just like, I don't need to fight the sunk. I'll just go home, and your economy is in the toilet. Zerg's got 5 drones left. And 20 Bully agrees and is going to leave the game. 8 racks. It's good. It's really hard to hold 8 racks when you go 12 hat. I think it's one of those things that players with good micro, like A-rank players, tend to think is, like just a reasonable cost of doing business. But if you're like me and you're 1500 and Terrans on the ladder like to 8 racks you, it's really, I feel like the drone micro is a lot harder than just like sending the Marines. At some point it flips. Like if you look at like the really good Zergs versus the really good Terrans, it gets a lot harder for the Terran. You have to like block properly with your SCVs and not get your Marines all killed. But down here, where the rest of us live, just having the Marines is good. Now we're going to Apocalypse.
The third caster, by the way, that you can hear is indeed a black cat. Her name is Dinks.
Nice.
We have some questions in the chat. She feels very strongly against 8 racks, actually. And don't get her started. It's kind of a balance wine situation. We don't do that here.
In the 12 o'clock position, in the red, we have Effay. And in the kind of 5 o'clock-ish position, in the blue, we have 20 Bully. So once again, betraying what I love about Starcraft. This map also makes me think of laying all-ins like 9 pool speed or something, because kind of like we were talking about in the PvP, you got like this big wide rampless choke. So if you just go for like pool first, it's real hard for Terran to defend, and you could have the opportunity to turn it around on them. Be like, yeah, nice 8 racks. I can do that too. But we'll see what 20 Bully chooses to do. Does look like Effay is just going to go for the 8 racks again. And yeah, it really triggers my, like, I would just love to see a pool first, because it's like even more punishing if they went 8 racks. You can just like go overpool or something and crush the 8-racks, and then they're very exposed, and it's a lot of fun. But it looks like 20 Bully is probably going to go for another 12 hatch. So we'll hope that this time. I think this time, if we want to make it work, you gotta not pull the drones so early. We're not at risk of losing the Overlord this time, so that's good. The Overlord is just going to be wandering off to the wrong quote unquote natural. But this time I'd like to see mine for longer, and pull only at the last minute and try to make lings, not a sunk.
We're pulling. Okay, it's just 2 SEVs. I thought it was going to be a third SEV. What's like?
Yeah, I think.
What's the amount here?
I don't know. I think you usually just have a couple. How many you pull can depend. You can pull more if you want it to be a little bit more all in. Effay is going to make a bunker. And now, if there's a bunker down, now you got to pull so you got to get these drones up here ASAP and prevent this Marine from getting into the bunker. Attacking the bunker is the wrong play. We got to get up here and get in between this Marine and the bunker, not let him in. Okay, bad news bears. Oh, we let him in. And we lost a drone.
Unfortunate. That's so unfortunate for our hero 20B Bully here.
The good news is Marines kill hatcheries pretty slowly, so this pool will finish and we can make lings. And then have the opportunity to try to like bust this bunker. And yeah, we got lings on the way. Mining gas right now. Usually you want to try to skip the gas while this is going on, just because you can't afford to attack and do all this. We only have 8 drones. And Effay is not totally all in, but like pretty all in. Like we're still, making Marines, making a second bunker, reinforcing this. So like if this does get busted, and we can save the Nat hatchery, then 20 Bully will be in a decent spot. But that's not looking good. We need to go like now. And I think once you lose this hatchery, the position is pretty rough. Can't really afford to tech. Don't really have the larva to do much. This sunken does outrange the bunker, so you can just slowly chip it down, and there's nothing Terran can really do about it right now. But does lose a Marine. This is rough to watch. I enjoy the Zergs, and I think that in this case, it's just a matter of the 8-racks defense not on point. I'm not sure there's a whole lot that can be done. Is gonna clean this up, so I think if you're 20B Bully and you want to recover, I think you gotta pull off gas now and try to just make some hatcheries. And yeah, he has already pulled off gas. Go kind of soft contain the Terran. Retake your Nat, maybe throw down a third hatchery if you can afford it, just make a lot of drones and hatcheries. Either that or try to go 1 hatch lurker, but I think 1 hatch lurker is a tough sell from this position. You're going to be this far behind. Ooh, Ling's getting in, sneaking past this wall. I don't know they're going to get a whole lot done, though. This wall is kind of porous.
Tough. This is so tough. Oh my god.
Gonna kill. Yeah, okay. Kill the Marines. Kill the bunker.
The game is over. It's Jover.
I don't know that it's Jover, but it's good. And these Lings have speed. Now, the SCVs are strong.
There's only one barracks, and we're surrounding it.
Yeah, the SCVs, though, are good. They can just fight the Lings. That's the thing. This is the thing that Protoss players don't realize. Is if these were probes, we're done. We're done here, right? The Lings get in, they just kill all of these. But these are SCVs. They are beefy and tough, and it's difficult to stop them. It does look like 20B Bully is going to be going for 1 hatch layer of some sort. I guess I don't know what exactly the tech of choice is going to be.
20B, please, just
longer.
Use the Zerglings. You have speedlings.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Yes.
We should run past. Yeah. Kill that Marine. That Marine.
Fuck that
Marine. Fuck that Marine. kill some of these
Fuck that Marine.
SCVs.
Kill all these SCVs. None of them are even attacking. Let's go.
Good.
Oh my god, my
Can't let
hero.
this Marine get in the bunker.
Oh my
Just
god.
Run past. Yeah, into the main. You have a hatchery going down. 3 links in the main is pretty annoying. There's only 1 Marine, and he can't really afford to leave the bunker right now. I guess the second Marine's been... a second Marine has arrived at the natural. But, you know, killing a lot of SCVs, and, you know, making drones at home.
Here is my question.
Yeah.
How did 2 Marines just take down 3 Zerglings? Broken race. Am I right?
Sometimes
right, folks?
There's this thing called anti-micro. Okay, Spire is going down.
No. A Spire?
1 hatch Spire is surprisingly dangerous. There is a second hatcher on the way, too. So there's really 2 hatch. Let's see, we have 14 drones. You need 16 drones to continuously produce mutas off of 2 base. 16 drones and 2 extractors. You need 6 on gas and 5 and 10 on minerals. So with the drones that we have in production, could make this gas and then just go for like the brokest 2-hatch muta there ever was, and then just micro like a god and kill him. And I honestly think that that would be the play. Heron is going to scan. What's the scan C? Scan C is the Spire. That is a little rough, because it does mean that our opponent is likely to make missile turrets. Gonna throw down some barracks. Effay, yeah, floating a bit of minerals here. You know, it is hard to manage your base when there's lings all up in it all the time. I do wish the 20 Bully was banking more larva, because Spire is done, but we can't make any mutalisks. And that is pretty rough. Maybe it's bait.
We could have ended this game so many times if we didn't try and drone out of this. You
think it's...
faced an 8 racks, and then lost our nat hatch, and then we're like, yo, I'm going to get a little bit of damage done with speedlings and then try and play it like a normal game. Like,
Zerg has some good counterplay on really low economy. I really liked at one point I watched a Zealot stream where he was like, for whatever reason, he was just like getting busted by 8 racks all day, and then like going 1 hatch Spire as his follow up. And I mean, it wasn't winning all the time, but it was winning some of the time. Like, it's, you know, it can be dangerous if you've got good micro. But yeah, Terran is unfortunately approaching a critical mass of bio here. Lings, I feel like, probably don't do anything right now. Mutas could, if we get a good chunk of them. I see 6 mutas on the map. More coming soon. A little bit supply blocked, +1 air attack on the way. Have enough drones to be able to produce mutas and like follow up economically. So unfortunately, there's a bunch of missile turrets all ready to go. But mutas doing what they do best, getting in here, being annoying, killing SCVs. I mean, 20 drones is a number of drones, you know. 5 more mutas on the way. Okay, so, you know, this makes it seem like we're going, okay, can't fight like this. Can't fight like this. Not when the Marines are all on a ball.
You can't fight these Marines right now, can you? There's 6 mutas and there's like...
The way you gotta fight them, you can't fight them all at once. The way you gotta fight them is you gotta poke all over the place. The Marines are walking back and forth, and they get in a nice long conga line, and you only have to fight a small number of them at a time. And if you can do that, then you can slowly whittle them down. But yeah, if Terran can kind of keep them all in a big ball like this, really hard to fight. Losing a muta here is really rough. Losing this Overlord is rough too. That's going to supply block us. And, you know, this is a push that I'm not sure how we're going to stop. We do have 1 sunk at home. Losing another Overlord. These mutas just like, they got to do so much.
See,
got 1 muta hanging out. Can't afford to have a muta hanging out, not doing anything. But see, like this, where these Marines are forward, like, okay, we missed our shots, but like, could have killed these Marines just up in the front. That would have been huge. But yeah, now the Marines are all balled up. They do way too much damage. Can't fight. And these sunks are not going to be done in time, I don't think.
Now, just imagine, if you will, the micro required if we had to burrow our lurker.
20 Bully has finally had enough. That was also sad to watch. I feel like there was a comeback possible, but unfortunately not executed. Zergs, go pull first sometimes. You know, just stick it to these Terran players. People want to go 8 racks, go go wall. Just go pull first.
Oh my god,
It's fun. It's a lot of fun. ZVZ, let's go. I love ZVZ.
Yo, it's Joe.
LeaSt didn't look at the matches before he said yes to this cast.
I'm like, oh, it'd be fun to cast with my friend Packrat. Oh yeah, it's 1 hour total. Didn't consider that meant there's probably a ZVZ in there.
Don't worry, there's something for you at the end, I promise. All right. In the top right, in the blue, we have our hero, Poyo. And in the bottom left, in the red, our villain, Inside Job 911 USA. Is that this person's actual name? Is that what they go by at CPL? They go by Inside Job 911 USA? That's incredible. I want to meet them.
Incredibly sick.
I want them on my CPL team next year. We got to recruit this person.
Inside Job. Thank you.
ZVZ on Tempest. As we mentioned in the ZVT, you got this funky downward ramp, which makes it harder to hold if you're trying to go for a 1-base build. This map just sucks. Tempest is weird and bad, and I wish they hadn't put it in the CPL map pool because it just makes all of your early game defenses work the wrong way. Because yeah, that's what I'm thinking of ZVZ. I'm like, well, yeah, usually you've got all these builds, like if you want to go 9-pool air or something, where you make a nice little ling wall at the top of your ramp, because the top of your ramp is the bottom of your ramp, so that's not very fun. So we'll see what these players go for. Both of them banking some minerals. It could be like 2 12 pools. Might we see a 12 hatch, the ultimate greed? Okay, Poyo's gonna go for a 12 pool. Is that a 12 pool? Can I read?
That's a 12 pool.
That's a 12 pool, I think.
Yeah, that's 12 pool because it's 10 supply, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Unfortunately for
our
hero,
Inside Job 911 USA is going over a 12 hatch. That's bad. Yeah, because 12 hatch, you don't really have much slower of a pool. So the 12 pool doesn't have like a ling timing, and you just have a better economy. And that's really rough. I wonder if Poyo is going to put down a hatchery. Really hope we're going to put down a hatchery. Maybe I misread this build and it's not 12 pool, is something weird, but I think it's 12 pool. Yeah, okay, here comes the drone for the hatchery. No? Yes. Where hatchery?
We are simply making the Zoigling.
Where hatchery, though? Yeah, making the Zergling, yes, but I really want to make the hatchery. I also want to make something with this gas, like a layer, maybe, or a Zergling speed, something. This gas was very expensive. We spent a whole drone just to make this extractor, and then more drones to mine the gas. Okay, there's the layer. This is good. So this is actually often 12 pool goes speed first, but in this case, there is kind of a neat window. 12 pool has the earlier layer, and 12 hatch isn't going to get the layer for a good while, and in fact has totally pulled off of gas, so won't be getting the layer for quite a while. And that does mean that there is sort of a window, if we can hold off this early ling aggression, where we're going to have much faster mutas and can punish our opponent for their slower tech and their bigger, beefier economy. But in the meantime, the production from Poyo's second hatchery is not going to kick in for a while, and Inside Job 911 USA is making a lot of Zerglings and making a third hatchery. So this is making me think like maybe the plan is to transition to Hydras or something like that. Sometimes it's a thing that people like to do. They just like get a big economy and then make Hydralisks. It's a little hard to say what like is proper for that because it's one of those things that like the pros never do it, but it works. But for now, just a lot of Zerglings. And Inside Job 911 USA is like 10 Zerglings ahead right now if you look at supply counts. And Poyo's about to see what's coming. So Poyo's got the Spire coming down. Oh, and a Ling gets in for Inside Job 911 USA. We got to I'm gonna call this guy 911, all right? This you've been dubbed 911.
No, you can't. You
No,
gotta
I'm
call
doing
him
it.
Inside
Doing it.
Job 911 USA.
Oh, and Poyo made drones.
Yeah,
this
that's
is
so
rough ski.
unfortunate.
Okay, well, I mean, it's over now. Like, oh man. Sometimes ZBZ ends this way when 12 Lings show up and you made drones and we're all done here. Poyo had 69 APM. Oh, yeah.
You win some and you lose some. And you lose some to a person named Inside Job 911 USA.
Inside Job 911 USA. Sometimes you lose some to a guy named Inside Job 911 USA. All right. But it's okay, because we're going to Apocalypse, a good map. A fun map. An exciting map. Okay, in the bottom left, in the red, is Inside Job 911 USA, who we're going to call IJNU for short. And in the right, in the blue, we have Poyo. Poyo with an exclamation mark. Once again, no ramp. This does have implications for our ZVZ. It is a little bit more even. Not quite as bad as Tempest for defending the bottom, but it is harder than like on Vermeer if we go to game 3. Vermeer is like a map where it's really easy to hurdle up your own ramp. So it'll be interesting to see. Interesting to see what the players go for here. If I was Poyo, I would feel like there's no need to deviate from the plan. Like that last game is just one of those games that you get in ZVZ where it's like, well, like they had the build and they were cross maps, so I couldn't scout them, and like that, that's life. But here, Poyo's going to get the first scout, and IJNU will not. Both players going for an Overlord again, so nobody deciding to switch it up and go for an early pool. We will see if they opt for new, different builds or same shit as last time. What do you think, LeaSt?
Well,
I'm doing a lot of talking. My voice is running out of voice.
It sounds like both sides. Oh my god.
12 pool. Let's go. This game's going to be decided on the fundamentals.
This really doesn't make sense to me, but why is Poyo a drone down? Is this like 11 pool?
Poyo
is that
has gone for an earlier gas, and IJNU is skipping the gas. This, again, makes me think that maybe IJNU is intending to go for Hydras or something like that. Poyo's getting the gas early. I don't do 12 pool, so this is also like one of the few ZVZ builds that I'm just like I've actually have like no real idea how this is supposed to work. This hatch does seem a little late, USA, but
what is?
I'm sorry. Okay, there we go. Throwing down the hatch, then the gas. So yeah, basically just being we got hatch then gas for IJNU versus gas then hatch for Poyo. So Poyo's gonna have faster tech, slower production. IJNU the opposite. IJNU is making a bunch of lings. Poyo did go back up a couple of drones. So these 6 lings could be danger zone. But I think Poyo's going to have his own 6 lings done before that time and is going speed first this time. Not going lair first. Makes sense. We've got the scout on our opponent. We know our opponent's got lings of their own, and we don't want to rush tech and die. But I would like to see that lair start. We got the gas for it. We invested in this early gas. There we go. So there's a lair started. If you invest in the early gas, you kind of got to do something with it to make it worth it. And Poyo's got his own 6 lings out and this drone just as like a an extra fuck off here. This fight's no good for IJNU. He's going to lose all of his lings and get actually nothing in return. That's pretty disastrous. He's going to have to go home with his tail tucked between his legs. Starts his own lair, so probably not going to see like a Hydra follow-up or something like that. Starts a Sunken Colony, and that's really painful because when you only have 10 drones, you'd really hate to have to pay money to kill one of them. That's never fun.
That's got to be my favorite thing that you say is when you talk about building sunken.
When I talk about these sunken colonies, I hate sunken colonies. I hate sunken colonies so much because anytime I play a game and I submit a replay, if I built a sunken colony, it's like, oh, well, you shouldn't have built that sunken colony, like idiot. And if I didn't build a sunken colony, it's like, well, sunks would be great here. Hate sunken colonies. Poyo's going Overlord drop, which I assume has got to be a misclick. This is either a misclick or this is my favorite game of Starcraft ever.
No, there's no way. What
if this is possibly... Poyo, if you're watching this now or later and this is intentional, you need to send me this build. I have to know.
The slow OV drop on main and ZVZ.
Yeah, Poyo's making a bunch of drones. IJNU also making a bunch of drones, which is honestly brazen. When you lose your first 6 lings, then just like drones, like that. This sunk makes you look safe, but lings kill sunken colonies very fast. And Poyo could have just made like all lings here, and I think IJNU would have been in a really rough spot. But now IJNU's got the overlords here. He sees what's up. He cannot see that ventral sacs are researching, which is incredible. Okay, the ling's running out. Is there an overlord on the map? Like we have an overlord on the map. If Poyo sends this overlord over here to this corner and picks up the lings and drops them in IJNU's base, I'm gonna find him in real life and give him a hug. Because that will be the coolest thing I've ever seen in my entire Starcraft playing, watching, fangirling life.
I want so bad.
I want this to be intentional so bad. It would be so cool.
Please, I'm gonna be watching.
I think we're just gonna get baited though, because
I'm gonna be watching this Overlord so long.
Okay, but the thing is, it would have worked, right? Like if 100%. It was intentional, it could be working right now. This Overlord's here. IJNU can't stop it just yet. We would be like dropping lings in the main as the first mutas are making. The chaos this would sow.
You gotta imagine Poyo just wondering after this game. No,
yeah,
it was
where
not
the hell
unintentional. Look at this. Poyo's researching faster Overlord movement.
Speed? What are we doing?
There's no way this is not a mass circling drop in the main eventually.
Like, the only thing I can think of is, like, I have my hotkeys bound in such a way that the hotkey to make the Mutalisk is also the hotkey to make Overlord's sight range, and so sometimes I have no larva at my lair, and I make Overlord's sight range when I wanted to make a Muta. But
then how would you make both sight range?
Crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. I usually catch it. And Poyo's going to come in here. He's going to scourge some of his opponent's mutas. Is then going to lose his own mutas. And now we have 5 mutas to 1 mutas, which is usually pretty bad for the Zerg with 1 mutas. And Poyo is going to GG.
Oh, Poyo just didn't have enough time.
Sometimes, and 68 APM that time, remarkably consistent.
Sometimes you just don't have enough. You don't have enough time on the clock to execute your.
Sometimes you don't have enough clock. I need this build, Poyo, if you're out there, you gotta send me this. I need this in my life.
I mean,
I feel so baited.
It's always tough to see a horse emoji teammate lose, but at least the person they lost to is spreading the good word about 9/11 being an inside job.
Yes, about 9/11 having been an inside job. Yeah, that really is something.
That is something.
That's a real game that happened.
This is so incredible. What a great cast. This is the kind of cast that I love. It's going to be short and sweet, and we've just got a plethora of great moments. As we go into our last series, Ashen versus Sirref. Sirref.
Oh man, you're casting Sirref today after all that.
Yeah. The in the top right.
There's
Let me do the intro
history
on
here.
this one. Let me do the
Yeah,
intro
yeah,
on
yeah,
this one. I
yeah.
got you. In the top right, we have our 150 IQ Mega Chad Ashen, the red Protoss. And in the bottom left, we have our my IQ is lower than my win rate Mega Chud Sirref, the blue Terran.
This is a grudge cast actually. This is a grudge. I didn't realize this was gonna happen until literally right now. But there's beef here.
No,
This cast is gonna be a diss track. Okay.
this cast is gonna be a diss track. I'm gonna only rhyme the rest of the cast, and I'm just gonna absolutely dunk on Sirref the entire time.
Dunk on Sirref because LeaSt was literally just arguing with Sirref about an hour ago about Sirref's opinions on TVP. So like, oh man, the opportunity for roastage here is it's ample.
Ample opportunity for
Is
roastage.
ample. That's a brood
You,
war joke.
you gotta.
Ah,
Oh
ah,
my god, I hate this so much.
ah.
What are
And
we doing
this is
here?
what I meant when I said there's going to be something in it for you. Except I forgot just how good this is going to be. I was like, I know Ashen's in this, but I didn't remember that he was playing Sirref.
Oh my god,
So
this is
good.
great.
You
This is
can't
great.
script this.
And
PVT,
in addition to me being
on.
mad about Sirref having bad opinions, Ashen gets cross spawn 12 Nexus against Sirref first game.
Nice.
So
Retroactive
get
justice.
get fucked, idiot. But also, Sirref, the everlasting genius, is going for a 14 command center on this map, which
Would you
is.
say that this is reflective of how Sirref likes to play?
I think this is not only reflective of his preferred playstyle, but also reflective of his intelligence as an individual. The fact that we don't have the barracks in front of the CC is also admirable. We're just
Yeah.
saying, fuck it, I'm brave enough. I don't want that shit.
Nice. So how does this usually play out? 12 next versus 14 CC. Cross map. I mean, presumably either player can do anything to each other cross map, right? Like
Yeah,
you can't
neither
pull
player.
STVs here, can you?
I genuinely have no idea because it's such a non-build on maps that aren't like Ringing Bloom esque, you know. 14cc
Yeah.
that is obviously 12 next is very common. Um,
Ringing
I've got to
Bloom, for those
assume
of
that
you
I've got
who
to.
aren't aware, is a map with a pocket natural. Like you got a natural that's like back behind your main, kind of defended by your main. It's very safe to expand there. Sorry, you were saying.
No, yeah, all good. I mean, I've got to assume it's fairly okay for Protoss. You would think it'd be weird if Terran just gets away with a 14cc, but like Nexus first versus Rax expand favors Protoss, so it can't be that much worse than that.
Ashen,
You know?
Ashen is a notably mild-mannered player. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I've played Ashen's been playing for quite a long time, always on Protoss, and I'd say that he's not an abusive player in any way. You know, he's not really the type to want to like get you. It's like the opposite of me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Plays very
Facts.
good.
Plays very
plays really
good.
strong
How
and
do I
just
say
like
this?
yeah, like stable.
Good
Yeah,
player.
yeah. Doesn't just like go do stupid shit on the ladder. um, So yeah, what would you do if you're playing Protoss? You come in here and you're like, "Oh, you son of a gun! You made a really fast command center." Like, do you just make like a third Nexus? You just double down, or
Well, yeah,
what's
here's what
what's
you
your
do.
response?
If you see that they're going, and again, I'm just basing all my knowledge off Rax Expand versus 12 Nexus, because it's pretty close to the same scenario. Sirref going for the classic 14cc into timing push with absolutely no detection. So
Nice.
very, very cool
Yeah,
and like
this is a high IQ
This
move.
is
You
a
think?
high IQ move.
Has Sirref? By the way, can we check Siref's vision? I just want to check Siref's vision real quick.
He
Just take
has
a look at
not left his
left
base.
has not left his natural.
So I really hope that Sirref like starts his timing push and then just like goes over to this base, and then you got to end scout so that you can punish the 12
Yeah,
Nexus.
and scout with your push.
And then you go over here, you know.
Yeah, this. You know, this is a truly a baboon like play of just why scout when you can not
Absolutely brain dead play here.
making 3 machine shops.
3 machine shops. I have all the gas. What do you want me to do? Tech up to higher, get upgrades? Nah.
6 facts.
6 facts.
Yeah.
With 3 machine shops.
Ashen, meanwhile, like we said, rather mild-mannered Protoss. Looks like he's probably going to take his 3rd Nexus. Not going to do anything like, crazy, like take a 3rd Nexus off of like 2 Dragoons, something. He's actually got a decent standing army. He did get a pretty quick observer that's going to come in here. There's no turret ring, no detection of any sort, actually, as LeaSt has pointed out. So Ashen's going to know what's up in just a sec. He's gonna see his opponent's making a lot of factories and absolutely nothing else. We have no armory, we have no detection, we got nothing. It's gonna be tanks and vultures in your face. Get her done. And Sirref still does not know what spawn his opponent is in. We're almost 8 minutes in the game.
Unfortunately for Ashen, 3 gates versus 6 factories is not a great situation.
Yeah, you don't like that?
We took the 3rd, and it felt like we took the 3rd pretty late, considering the fact that we 12 next. Like, I still think we took the 3rd at like 6:40, 6:30, and you should really be able to take it at 6 minutes or earlier. And then we go Citadel before adding additional gates, which is always tough. Really, the only advantage that Ashen really has going for him right now is that
the Sirref doesn't even know where he is.
That is a big advantage. I forgot about that part. But he's also cross spawn, which
Sirref's gonna scan now. I think he just got comsats.
No.
Maybe just scan to find your opponent.
That's hilarious. You can totally use.
If you use
both cross spawns and then just use deductive reasoning to figure.
Yeah. Well, can Sirref use deductive reasoning to figure out? I mean, one could, but I don't know.
A player in theory.
A player could.
Deductive reasoning.
Could this player though?
Unfortunately for Sirref, that's not in his wheelhouse, so he's going to wait for 100 energy on both of his comsats.
Rockquail is asking if these Dragoons are stuck in Ashen's Nat. I don't think so. I guess we'll find out when he tries to leave, but Goons seem to have gotten out on the map somehow, and so yeah, okay, it is just going to walk past it. It looks kind of like he can't, but he can get out just fine. Still wait. Okay. Sirref has sent out a scouting SCV at 80 supply. Sometimes that checks out. And is he going to end scout here, or is he going to? Okay, it looks like he's not going to end scout. He's going to circle scout. Oh, he's going to double scout. One with his push and one with this SCV. And these Dragoons, these tanks are by themselves. And if these goons just walk down this hill, they could just pick off these tanks. Tanks with no vultures. I guess tanks with no vultures and goons with no zealots is kind of rough for both players. But goons got the high ground. Vultures are kind of busy right now, and Sirref's push is a little bit split-brained. His goons are off here fighting. His vultures are off here fighting some goons. this SCV is going to diligently and finally scout the base. This is the first Sirref has seen of his opponent's anything. And these tanks are chilling by themselves. And is leg speed done? I didn't see if it started. I think it is. These Zealots look speedy. Okay, yeah, we have speedy Zealots, and we have not a lot of Vultures, and Sirref is going to have to turn around for at least a little bit just to get some Vultures to buffer the tanks, and that gives Ashen quite a bit of time to get the push defense up, and Ashen's already adding gates. It's like, should really know what's up. Looks like we're prepping to go into an Arbiter transition after this, but for right now, just need to get enough units and, like, stuff this push.
Oh my god. He doesn't see the push coming, and Sirref is going to just absolutely demolish this group of Dragoons. Incredibly, I don't feel super good about Ashen's position here.
Yeah.
But with the level of play that we're seeing from Sirref here, all I can say is I'm not surprised that he finds Terran difficult.
Yeah. Sirref, by the way, is normally a Protoss player, or he has been a Protoss player for much of his career. Off racing as Terran this CPL, which is part of why he is in Tier 2. Ashen was in Tier 2, but did get no spoiler, but did get moved up to Tier 1. So Ashen is actually pretty good. These tanks are quite clumped and have very few vultures, and these Zealots are going to get up on top of them. These Zealot, I should say, a singular Zealot.
Fucking shot, dude. This is so fucking irritating.
Sirref with the 30 probe 6-fact push. Gotquail pointing out that it is hard to macro off of 6 facts when you have only 30 probes, or only 30 SCVs, but the trick is that you just don't consistently macro, and you float 1700 gas. That will really help.
If you can't win with an unpunished 14cc, one is justified in asking, should you uninstall the game?
What would you say to that question if asked? If someone came to you and said, I went unpunished 14cc and I didn't win, should I uninstall? Would you be like, yes?
I would say that if you're capable of improvement, yes or no. But I think if you're capable of improvement, you should continue giving it a shot. Nice. Unfortunately, that is not the case here, so I think you should uninstall it.
Ashen's gonna valiantly kill these lurker eggs so that his army can get up his own ramp easier. Does have a couple cannons. It's going to be difficult for Sirref to get up the ramp into this NAT. This is one of the things about Tempest. That's why the map sucks, in part, is that your NAT is just wonky. But who care that? Here come the Zealots. They're getting up onto the tanks.
Actually,
I don't see a lot of tanks left.
Some sick trades from those Zealots on the tanks. Yeah, the Vulture's just not really buffering very well.
And this is where the sort of on-again, off-again macro is hurting Sirref. The tanks trickling in behind here, but he now finds himself, almost even on army supply, which is still usually a decent spot for the Terran, but, when you consider the handicap involved, it could be tough. It could be tough to convert from here. Ashen's got, seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gateways up in his main. I don't see any other gateways anywhere else. 8 gateways versus 6 fact is pretty tough. I would love to see just like a couple more gateways down somewhere. Yeah, and so would Ashen, apparently. He's making one. Does have a 4th Nexus?
He is actually, including the one he's making at 11 right now.
So nice. I can't count.
Tough. You're kind of pulling... Never mind, I'm not going to do it. I'm done making this Sirref jokes. I feel bad. It's kind of bringing the whole vibe of the cast down,
Yeah.
But
is it time to squash the beef?
It's time to squash the beef. Sirref, if you're out there, I'm sorry.
CPL, bringing players together. Bringing these Zealots together with these tanks.
Oh my god. If Ashen just waited just a little bit longer. The thing about this map is usually if Terran was in this position, if they were right outside your choke, it would be really bad for you, but that's such a wide exit to your natural, and there's not really a choke point anywhere here, that you can kind of afford to wait because he's not going for your third base.
Yeah.
So
this third is
outscale
annoying
him.
to push into.
And we have a fourth. Because we just said,
Do
fuck
wish,
it, let's make a fourth.
Do wish we had an Arbiter House. Ooh, we have a Dank Templar on the way. That's pretty cool.
Templar. Because does he even have detection at the... Oh, he does. I forgot about that.
Got the comp sats. Got the comp sats. Does have some scans, too.
He's literally making a 5th Nexus. This man is an animal.
Yeah. This is ball in play. I mean... Sirref is using these scans heavily just to try to like take out this pylon wall up top. He's not going to have any left by the time the Dark Templar get here. Zealot's getting up onto the tanks again. Vulture's not quite managing to buffer, and what a mind drag! What a mind drag! Oh my goodness. This is the kind of thing that Crane would clip a gif of and then make Terrans everywhere cry. And at this point, it feels like the Terran army has really kind of lost its like critical mass, and now you just get these little skirmishes where like one Dark Templar can be really annoying.
And I don't even know if he does have a scan, but it's just not noticing. He's just not noticing in time. I mean,
the Dark Templar can still fight even when you can see it. And yeah, DTs pop out, and Sirref is gonna have to GG, unable to convert with the unpunished 14cc.
Unfortunate. Terran is truly the hardest race. And we go to game 2. Ashen just kind of putting on a convincing display. Like, I was memeing about it, but the fact that he's able to hold something like that where it's basically as greedy of a timing push as you're going to get, and the only thing he had going for him was
the high ground.
He was on the high ground, and also that he was cross spawn.
Yeah.
If you can hold that, you're in a good spot.
Shows tenacity and gumption.
Chose tenacity. Ashen really woke up this day and chose tenacity and gumption.
Up in the 12 o'clock position, demonstrating tenacity and gumption, our red Protoss hero, Ashen. And in the 8 o'clock-ish position, showing, Craven Greed, the blue Terran, Sirref. So here's the problem. You're Terran. You just went for like the most greedy, abusive thing you could possibly do, and then you got smacked, right? It's like, what do you even do in game 2?
You just fucking BBS him, man.
You just BBS him, right? Like what else? He's like 2-fact or something.
There's no in between.
Right? Like you just stole like the biggest lead you can possibly get. You didn't scout for like 10 minutes, right? And you got like just like the biggest economic great leap forward possible. And your opponent sat back, didn't even really adjust their build at all. Was just like, oh yeah, that's cool. And then like smacked your push with tenacity and gumption. Yeah, what are you doing? I would BBS.
It looks like he is...
That's because I hate when my games of Starcraft last longer than 8 minutes.
It looks like he will indeed be making
looks like he will indeed BBS. Looks like to make 1 barracks, 2 barracks. I think you're supposed to make the barracks earlier than this,
You're
actually.
Supposed to make the barracks on 8 supply, but
this is a macro BBS then.
He really wants to make sure he can transition out of this.
Yeah, don't worry if you're watching at home. You can always transition. Know that. Important. And Ashen, once again, Ashen's a fairly cautious conservative player, just going 1 gate tech, standard probe scout. I don't know, will the standard probe scout see these barracks? I feel like it will, although he's going to the wrong base first, which is quite unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
But no Nexus first this time. So if Sirref was hoping to take advantage of a Nexus first, Ashen just going for one base tech.
Ashen
it is a lot easier to hold BBS when you have a gateway.
It is a lot easier to hold BBS when you have a gateway, and he also is not making a zealot out of that gateway, which is a bit unfortunate. Of course, you definitely can still hold, but significantly more danger zone for sure. We see 2 Marines already coming out. Sirref still does not know where
I
Ashen is
think
at.
Sirref thinks that Ashen is in the 4 o'clock position because he saw this probe. Will this probe see the racks? Will this probe see the racks? Yes, he sees the corner of the racks, and you have to know something is up now. Right? If you're Protoss, did he see? I mean, we know that he had vision of it, but did he actually see it with his own 2 eyes? Okay, well now you know, right? You get in the Terran space. There's no gas. There's no racks. There's only one thing that can be happening right now, right?
It's only
Okay,
BBS.
okay. And now we see bunker is done already, at the Nat choke. I don't know how impactful this is. Protoss does not have to leave their one base to fight this off. They have plenty of good transition options on one base.
I fucking
and is gonna
love
kill
this from Ashen right now.
Yeah, Ashen not panicking. It's just yeah, okay, you have a bunker up out there. I don't need to do anything about that. Just gonna make my second goon, put down another gateway, get range.
And
this is where it gets dangerous. It's a lot of Marines. They do a lot of damage, man. Marines do a lot of damage.
What I love is that he's not afraid to pull the probes. It's obviously he didn't get really too much damage done with them, but even with that, he was able to draw fire away from the Dragoons, and the Dragoons were able to deal damage unrequited. If I used that word correctly, I don't know what the fuck that means, really.
You didn't, but that's okay.
Unrequited love, the kind of love where it's not punishable by Marines.
Yes, the kind of love that cannot be punished by Marines.
So we're now 2 gateway.
Sirref's making 2 more barracks. Sirref says, taking your gas, that's for chumps. I mined enough gas last game. I don't need to do that shit again.
He said, I floated
is up to 9 Marines now. But these goons have range. They can chip this bunker. Don't even need to get in range of the bunker. And this is definitely where it gets really good for Protoss, right? When you've got the ranged goons, you got multiple ranged goons, it's so hard for Terran to engage without just taking free damage. And yeah, making goons off 2 gateways can probably even throw down a factory, or not a factory, a robotics facility at some point. Looking pretty rough for our Terran villain. Is going to pick off a goon. That is pretty big, but 2 more on the way. Oh, yes, and Ashen says, no gas? I bet you don't have ComSat. I think I'm going to make Dark Templar.
Fuck 'em. I'm starting to see why Sirref thinks that DTs can win you the game at 9 minutes.
Yeah, this really informs Sirref's analysis of TVP.
He does not build detection until 9 minutes.
Does not build the assimilator. Actually, Ashen could go for the very uncommon 6-minute gas steal here, which I think would be incredible.
That would be so ghosty.
Yes, and he does!
No
yes!
shot, he did it.
Yes!
And he
love it! Ashen, if you're out there, I love you.
I'm fucking dead. This is so funny. Sirref truly playing Terran like a B-rank Protoss player, He's just kind of rolling the ball out.
And now these Marines are going to fight these goons, and they are all going to die horribly, I think.
Yeah, unupgraded Marines.
And Sirref GG's.
If you're at
what
the
a game.
point where you can make 4 barracks, you are past the point at which Marines unupgraded are good against Dragoons.
Tenacity.
The tenacity and gumption.
These are some of the many qualities that we have on Team Horse Emoji.
The honor, hard work, and dedication from Ashen. Those were incredibly good games all around, I've got to say. I'm
good.
So glad that we casted that group, because that has got to be some of the most unhinged shit I've ever seen in my life. No, believe it or not, locally unseen, we do not have any more games.
We do not have any more games. That's the whole pod. We might come back next week for another cast.
I really
another incredibly biased cast.
At least we've got to end on a good note. And those were really some good games to go out on. The little 14cc into no detection 6-fact with no scouting until 80 supply. And the 4 racks.
BBS BB.
The 4 racks with no fucking gas ever. Oh my god.
It's good. I also need to I need to find Poyo and steal the ZVZ drop rush, the 12 pool into Rush Overlord drop. Because that seems awesome. I want to do that to somebody so bad now.
Oh my god.
Just elevator in my lings into their base. Be like, yeah, nice ramp, idiot.
Nice ramp, idiot.
Alright. That's all for today. See you, friends.
Guys. Thanks for tuning in.